Hello and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku for Friday the 15th of January. What's happening in the news today? In America, Joe Biden has said he's going to spend $1.9 trillion on the next COVID relief rollout. These are incredible sums of money, but some people have incredible sums of money. Some governments do. Some places in the world are much harder hit, and let's hope there's some global response as well. Okay, clear our minds now for Sudoku, because today's level is listed as hard, so we might be in for some shenanigans, or malarkey as Joe Biden likes to say sometimes, in today's Sudoku. Hopefully if you're playing a hard level Sudoku, you've played one before, at least, let's say, medium level or something, and so you know what we are supposed to do. So I think I'm not really going to bother explaining the rules. I'm just going to get on with it. And so usually, numbers tend to jump out at you. I don't know why that is, but just put your face down at the grid, not too close, of course. Don't want to do yourself an injury. And numbers seem to often jump up. For example, I can see a 6 jumping up at me immediately. I see 6s blocking this column here, and I see 6s across these two rows here. So I know that I've got a 6 down here, like so. Since this is a hard level, let's make sure we get all of the easy ones first before we go any further. That 6, of course, now goes down this column, blocks all of these 3 squares in this column, and this 6 is blocking all of the squares in this column, and so a 6 will have to come here. This is our process of elimination and how we play Sudoku. I can see, just moving forward slightly, I can see something here. This 6 is going to block this column here, right? In fact, actually, we can. I can put a number in. I thought I'd seen something ahead of time. I've already seen it. 6 is down this column here. 6 is blocking this column here. So blocked. This 6 that we just filled in blocks this row here, and so 6 will have to appear here, like so. 6 is in this row and this row. There's also a 6 blocking this column, so there's only one possible location here, which is that square there. And let's finish off the 6s. We can, in fact, because this 6 goes all the way up this column, 6 up this column, 6 is in this row and this row. There's only one space to put the last 6, the final 6, so we can put 6s out of our mind. Not that that really helps much, I think. Anyway, let's get on with it. Where to go next now that those 6s have done so much help, given us so much help? Well, okay, I can see a 3 blocking here in this row, and I can see a 3 from this column coming down blocking here. So I know a 3 is going to have to go here. We've got the 3s here and here, okay. This 3 is blocking this row across here. This 3 is up this column and up this column. So there's only one possible location for a 3 here. Okay, in this segment here, we can see 3s across this row, 3s across this row, and 3s in this column blocking here. So blocked, and blocked. 3 has to go here. And is it actually the final 3? I do believe it is. Yeah. So the final 3 we can also put in. We can see 3s blocking here, here, and here. So one possible space for 3. That's all of the 6s and 3s done. We must be lacking some numbers. What don't we have much of? 2s and 9s. I can only see 1, 2, and 1, 9. Those might turn out to be our tricky numbers later. Okay. All right. Where to go next? this 8, since we've filled in these couple of numbers here, this 8 down this column now means that 8 can only appear here. Okay, 8s. There are a few pairs a few positions where 8s are going to be a pair, but I'm not going to fill that in just yet. Let's hang on a little longer first. Okay, here we are lacking 3 squares, 3 numbers. We are missing 2. We have 1. We don't have 2. 3, 4, 5 we're missing. And 7. So 2, 5, and 7 are missing. Fortunately for us, we have 5 and 7 in the same row, right? 5 and 7 together, and we're missing 2, 5, and 7. So that leaves only 2 to go in here. Okay. I'm going to write those numbers in, actually, 5 and 7. You should know, if you're playing hard level Sudoku, you should already know that we fill in these candidates. My own preference is, if it's a pair, to put it in the top left, which just helps me to identify that that's an exclusive pair. Since I've put this pair in now, I can fill in these 2 numbers up here as well. 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 4 yet. 5, 6, 7, 8, and we don't have a 9. So the 2 missing numbers here are 4 and 9. That's a pair, 4 and 9. I'll put those numbers in, those candidates in there. Okay. 8s. Okay, I'm gonna do some 8 pairs now, I think. I don't think there's anything that's gonna stand out as being super easy. Just skimming my eye around, I don't see anything that's going to be there are any more really easy ones. So I'm going to start putting in some pairs. I can see there are 8s in this column here, and there's an 8 in this row here, so that's a pair of 8s up here. Ones are in this column here, and ones are up here, but we know these are 4 and 9 anyway, so we have space for a couple of ones, a pair of ones up here, like so. And since we notice there's a 1 blocking here and there's a 1 blocking here, there's also a 1 blocking here, so we do in fact know that 1 has to appear either here or here in this row. Just to double check that, there's a 1 blocking here. This row needs a 1 somewhere. Every row needs a 1. 1 is blocking here, 1 is blocking here, this 1 in this column blocks here, so 1 has to appear here or here, like so. There are some 1 candidates here. This 1 is across this row, this 1 is across this row, this 1 is across this row, and this 1 is across this row. Okay, so we're blocking here from there, and this one here. And so we've got 1 and 1, and that's nice because now we can see that the only place that 1 can appear in this column is here, because we are blocked. This has to be a 1 or a 1 here, right, to fit in here, and we have blocking here, so we can fill in that 1 there. And remember to remove the candidate that you filled in before, otherwise it will cause all kinds of problems later. I can see a couple of numbers missing down here. Anything helpful? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 and 9 are missing. Is there anything? Are there any 8s and 9s giving the game away at this point? No, don't see it. No, okay, let's continue on with filling in some pairs then. Okay, so this 2 comes down this central column here, and so leaving only 2 possible locations for 2s being there. 7s are in this, there's a 7 in this column and a 7 in this column, so 2 possible locations for 7 here and here. Okay, down here, this 9 sweeps across this row here, and so there are 2 possible locations for 9 in this segment. We can fill in number 5. So this 5 actually blocks off this row here, but there's a 5 in this column here, so we're blocked here and we're blocked here. We can fill in this 5 right here, and that will also tell us that this has to be a 5 because we have 5s going across here, and we know that this is either 4 or 9, so it can't be a 5. So our 5 can go there, which will further lead us to find a pair of 5s down here, because we can see there's a 5 going across this row here, so that's a 5 pair there or there. And if we extend 5 down like so, and the 5 down like so, so blocked here, we're left with 2 squares for 5 here or here. Our 8s down in this column here and this column here give us only 2 possible places, because there's an 8 here in this row, so we can fill in 8s here like so. We have a pair of 7s because this 7 here blocks this row and this 7 blocks this column, so that's a 7 and that's a 7. And 7, if we extend down this column here, we can see 2 remaining squares as potential locations for 7, that's here and here. I have a feeling that there won't be any more pairs to find. Oh, wait a minute, having spoke, I just jumped the gun. There we are, there's an 8 across here, and there's an 8 up here from this row, and so we have a pair of 8s here, and that's nice, isn't it? Okay, so 8's blocking here, 8's blocking here, we have a pair here, but remember we had a pair of 8s here before. We know it's a pair because it's in the top left hand corner of the square, so we can remove that 8 and fill in the actual number 8 here. Also now, by a process of elimination, we know that 1, okay, if we consider this row here, 1 in this segment has to be here or here. So in other words, can't be here or here, right? No 1s can be here or here because we decided earlier that's an exclusive pair there. But we need a 1 for this row. Now we know it can't be a 1 here because it's 4 or 9. So even though we had a pair here before, we can now know that the 1 is actually here, not in the top square, top left. because we need a 1 here, and it can't be this or this or this. So we're going to be left with a pair of numbers here. The missing numbers are 2 and 7. I'll just double check, are there any intersecting 2s or 7s? No. So that's a pair here, 2, 7, 2, 7. And we'll just extend that across in case it is useful in any way. And yes, it is, because we had a 7 here but as a pair, but we can't. So we'll remove it and fill in the 7 here. Look carefully, because I'm writing over a 1, which was a pair, and so that 1 can come here now. If we extend that 1 that we just did down, we can remove the 1 candidate here and write in 1 here. But as we do that, we recognize we're writing over the 7, so we can write in the 7 here. That 7 extended back across this row means it can't be a 7 here. This was only a 5 or a 7, so that's the 5 there. The 7 is there. Now that we've got a 5 blocking this possible square here, we know that 5 comes here, but we don't know about the 9 yet. We'll just hang up, leave on that for the moment, wait on that for the moment. Okay. Back to this. Let's just, I can fill in this segment here, I think. Let's see. 4s are blocking here, so we have a pair of 4s along here, like so. And now that we do that, okay, we see that the 4 is blocking here, so 4s have to come here or here. But if we look back down again, we'll notice that, so then 4 is blocking this column, these two 4s are blocking this column. That has to be a 4. We don't have a 4 in this row yet, so that has to be a 4. And then if we extend that 4 across this row, and we'll notice the 4 is missing from this segment, we'll know that it has to go here. And as we're writing over a 7, we can fill in that 7 like so. The missing number here now is 9, I believe. Yep. Okay, it's a 9. And so we have our pair, our 2 and 9 pair here now. Okay. Now earlier on we decided 5 was a pair of numbers here, but now we know this has to be 2 or 9 exclusively. Well, then this has to be 5. So even though we haven't looked at the other numbers yet, we know it's going to be a 5. This is why you can save time by just looking for pairs early on. Don't try to fill in all the candidates when you begin, as soon as you begin. I think that's a big mistake. Some people who are learning just from using books rather than practical experience can make that mistake, I think. Where were we? Oh yeah, these 2s are extended across here, and so blocking this square. So we have a pair of 2s here, like so. The other missing number from this segment is 9, I believe. Yeah. Okay, now a 9 is in 3 possible locations. So I'm going to put it in the bottom right-hand corner of the square. That's my own short form notation as to to indicate to me that it's not an exclusive pair. Back down here, missing numbers are 2, 8 we've got already. 2 is a missing number. It's a pair, so that's going to be here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the other missing number. There's no 9 allowed in this row because it's blocking here. So we have a pair of 9s like that. Okay, what else is going? Okay, let's come over here now then. So 7s. 7s are blocking this row here, so that's a pair of 7s here. 4s, okay, 4 is blocking this row here, like so, but there's also a 4 in this column here, so we are blocked and blocked. It means there's only one possible location for 4. It's got to go there. 9 is blocking this. This 9 in this column here is blocking here. So there are 2 locations for 9. It can go here or here. The other missing number in this segment now is 2, and that could go in any of the 3 locations. So we'll put it here. So okay, where to look next? Let's try, okay, down here in this region here we have 2 coming down this column, so there are only 2 possible locations for 2. That's here and here. 4 is blocking down here, but 4 is also blocking here and here actually, so 4s, no 4s here, no 4s here. Only one place for 4. It's got to come here. We are writing over a 2, so in the top left that means it's a pair, so we can, well, that's a 2. That was a 9 we've just written over. The one remaining number is 8. It goes here. If we extend the 8 up, we'll know that was a pair. The missing number in this column is 1. Okay, we're doing right. This 2 blocks this 2 from here now. That has to be 2, that has to be 9. We have 1 number missing, so we must be able to find out what it is. 1, 2, 3. We don't have a 4, so that's our missing number here, 4. Since we know that there's a 4 here, we can't have, and we have completed this, we'll remove that 4, leaving us with a 9. Okay. So no 9s, no 9s, that's going to leave us with 2 here and a 4 here. Back across here, 4, 9, we're moving very fast now. What's the missing number here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is missing. Along here now we've got this 8, so this has to be a 2. We've just eliminated 8. Sorry, 9 across here, that's a 9, and 8 here. Okay. There's 1 number missing here, so we look for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the missing number. Let's fill that in. We had a pair here, 9 and 2. That's got to be 2 now. We know that we've lost that 2, so that leaves only 7. We've lost the 2 and the 7. It has to be a 9. We can extend the 2 up. 2 goes here, 7 goes here. There are 2 numbers left. 2 is missing. That's here because 2 is blocking this one. 3, 4, 5 is the last number. Let's just double check we haven't got any doubles in there, if we haven't made any mistakes. And we haven't, so that's it for today. The Friday the 15th of January. Tomorrow's the weekend, but if you're suffering from COVID-19 unemployment syndrome, you have no idea about the days of the week. They all kind of are much of a muchness. I don't think there's any thank God it's Friday feeling anymore. So thank you. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Bye bye.